Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Back Battles. Today we're using the Lugia team once again with Lugia, Kyogre, Gengar, Incineroar, Tapu Koko, and Amoonguss. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, I highly recommend doing so. But otherwise, let's get started. As always, if you do want to show support for this video and you enjoy the video, or if you want to see the team on the global link potentially, be sure to hit that like button, because if we hit that like goal of 175 likes for all the videos we use Lugia, Kyogre within 2 weeks of the final episode being uploaded, we will have a QR code of this team. And let me just say, I did not expect this team to be doing as well as it's been doing so far. So yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with the team itself, as we got our first opponent from Japan, 1611 rating, with Xerneas, Groudon, Volcarona, Ferrothorn, Drifblim, and Tapu Lele. This actually looks like a very solid matchup for Lugia, because my opponent doesn't exactly have any good ways to really deal with Lugia. Even the Xerneas is not like super scary to deal with. I actually really like I'd probably really like Lugia Gengar as a lead. Amoonguss is kind of solid against my opponent's team, but the problem with Amoonguss is I really just don't like how I deal with the fire types as well as the Tapu Lele. So I'm not really a huge fan of Amoonguss in this game for sure. I definitely like Gengar because I feel like the leads that threaten me are the Tapu Lele plus Drifblim and the Xerneas plus maybe like a Volcarona. So I think I'm going to lead Lugia here with Gengar. I think it's a very solid lead option for me, with Kyogre in the back for sure. And I think Incineroar is a must because of the fact that just the Intimidate's super good. I have to be worried about the Ferrothorn because I need a lot of damage on it early on, because of the fact that Ferrothorn can easily wall Lugia potentially. So I'm going to need either Kyogre on the Rain with Water Spout to help pressure it, or I'm going to need Incineroar alive. So both of those are actually kind of difficult to do. If the Groudon is played really well by my opponent, I do have to be wary about the Groudon and the Xerneas. But otherwise, I feel like I'm pretty good with my situation, as we do see the Gengar Drifblim lead, which is no surprise there, as I will lead my Lugia plus Gengar. And we could trade Tailwinds, that'd be fine. I'm just gonna go for Tailwind and a Sludge Bomb in the top of the Lele. Shadow Ball might be better. Just so I don't let the Groudon in potentially, and Shadow Ball would probably knock out the Lele regardless. It could be Scarf Lele, it could be a double up in the top into Gengar, but I'd get a free Tailwind, so I really wouldn't mind that too much, I think. So I think I'm just gonna go for the Z Tailwind right here and go for the Shadow Ball into the Tapu Lele. It could be Sash Tapu Lele, which is alright by me, I think. It is actually Scarf, so we're gonna see the Side Shock into the Gengar. It went before the Drifblim, huh? So is the Drifblim slow, or does it not have Unburden? Ooh, we get the Cursed Body, which is actually pretty cool. Tailwind just gonna go up, which is completely fine. So yeah, it is Unburden. It's just a very fast Tapu Lele and a very slow Drifblim, as we will be able to get a Shadow Ball off into the Tapu Lele and get... Oh, wow. Wow. I guess I should have went for Sludge Bomb. I thought Shadow Ball got the KO on standard Lele. Maybe that Lele has bulk, maybe I got a low roll. I'm not exactly too sure about that. I mean, it's not a bad situation because Lele is forced to struggle regardless. So I don't think it's the worst position. I think Gengar is still viable to save just as a sack, because I have like Incineroar as a very free switch-in for me. So I think I'm going to go for an Aeroblast into the Drifblim. Or do I target the Lele? Because Lele is either switching out or going down to struggle. Actually, I rather target the Lele slot. Drifblim's really not doing much here. And I'm just going to go out into my Incineroar here, because Incineroar is pretty good against my opponent's team right now, and can throw off Snarls potentially if the Xerneas wants to come in afterwards. So yeah, I think it's definitely the play here. Definitely interested to see what the Drifblim could carry, as we do see the Lele retreat into the Groudon. So that's actually perfect for me, as I will be able to get Incineroar in and get Intimidate off in the Groudon. And I think Aeroblast should be able to 2-hit KO the Groudon. I do have to watch out though, in case the Drifblim does carry maybe a potential Disable, for instance. So we will bring out the Incineroar here, get that Intimidate off into the Groudon. And, you know, Drifblim could go for an Icy Wind if it does carry it. We'll see if it does. It is actually that Icy Wind, so a little bit frustrating to deal with, but definitely not the worst situation, I think. We did intimidate the Groudon. It could be a choice banded Groudon set. Aeroblast gonna come out, does target down the Groudon. So that should do a good amount. Yeah, very solid damage. I think I always want to sack my Gengar here, because a lot of the Drifblim Lele teams I've seen have Scarf on, Choice Band on the Groudon. Although I would assume this is Z-move. Yeah, if it's Z-move, it could throw it off into Incineroar, which is not exactly that pleasant for me. So I think I'm just going to go Gengar. I don't think that Drifblim has Disable. I think it'd be one of either Sunny Day or Haze as the last move. If you want to assume Tailwind, Icy Wind. Then the last two are usually a toss-up. I assume it's like Sunny Day and Haze. Could be Shadow Ball. Could be Disable. Like, Drifblim just gets so many options. I'm going to go Gengar here, though, because I don't need Gengar anymore. Oh, really? You go for Blind Hypnosis and you get it? Okay. That's for the Precipice Blades. Oh, Gengar avoids. Okay. I mean, Gengar's not really in a good spot because I would just go down to the... I would just go down anyway, so... Not exactly too helpful, but... I mean, I guess I'll take it. Drifblim having... Drifblim having that option, though, is frustrating for me. I think I should target down the Drifblim now. Target down the Drifblim to try and put it in War Spot range, and... I don't think you would Precipice Blades here with Groudon. I think I'm going to go back into Incin. I think you're just going to Icy Wind and switch out Groudon. It's like, why would you stay in with Groudon when I have a Kyogre? So, because I think you could still save the Sun. But maybe my opponent just goes for Precipice Blades. But at the worst case, like Incineroar will still survive regardless. I don't think Ferrothorn is the last Pokemon. I'm assuming it's Xerneas this time. Yep, we're going to see the retreat. Tapu Lele? Yeah, that's what I thought. Makes a lot of sense here, which is why I'm not surprised. We will see another Icy Wind come out. So I'm in a pretty good spot. I can go for a Snarl here the following turn and recover the damage off of Lugia. Assuming I live the next turn, but I should. Icy Wind and Shadow Ball shouldn't knock me out if the Lele does have Shadow Ball. I do Slay Sleep, which is a bit unfortunate, but not the worst case. Tailwind peters out for both sides. I definitely want to get a recover off. And I definitely want to go for the Flare Blitz into the Drifblim because the Drifblim's getting annoying. I don't think Flare Blitz KOs in the Sun anyway, and I could put it in range of maybe Snarl. Because we will see a Psyshock come out, interesting, in the Lugia, so maybe doesn't have Shadow Ball. Doesn't want to lock itself in a Moonblast for some reason. Tailwind does go up. Please, Lugia, you know, just wake up here. Okay. Still not a bad spot, though. If I, so I will get the Flare Blitz off into the Drifblim. Ooh, okay. Grandness disappears, which is fine. Alright, so it's Hypnosis, Icy Wind, Tailwind. I have to assume either Haze or Sunny Day is the last one. I could go for the double knockout here, which wouldn't be like... Which would be probably bad for me, because if Xerneas gets in next to Groudon, it's actually very annoying for my team to handle. I'm trying to figure out what I should really do. I feel like Lele should switch out, but if it stays in to be sacked, that's a bit problematic for me. I think I'm going to go for the recover here and just U-turn out the Tapu Lele. Because I'd rather save Incineroar for later in the game. Let's see if my opponent sacks the Lele or if we'll switch out. We are going to see the Lele retreat into the Xerneas. Oh, I could have got a Snarl or a Flare Blitz off. I mean, I didn't want to attack the Groudon. Oh, you just go for Hypnosis. Dude, my opponent's landing 2 out of 2 Hypnosis. Come on, even I'm not that lucky. We do wake up, we'll get a recover off, so now I can go for a Aeroblast and a Flare Blitz in the Xerneas, because I don't think the speed control is going to be really helping here. Oh, some fade, so I'd rather go for Snarl here. We'll go for the Aeroblast, we'll go for Snarl, and not exactly the best luck here. We'll go for the Aeroblast with Snarl because we want the damage in the Xerneas to try and put it in range of Water Spout. Luckily, my opponent doesn't go for Icy, goes for the, what's it called? The Hypnosis again. But breaking my multi-scale is smart because the Xerneas might be able to knock out my Lugia afterward, which is a bit problematic. So I kind of hope that Incineroar wakes up here. It's not exactly looking that great here. I should have been focusing the Drifloon more, but relying on Hypnosis is not obviously the most optimal thing, and was something I was hoping that wouldn't have to deal with as much. Let's see, Lugia goes for the Aeroblast, guaranteed critical hit onto the Xerneas, should do about 40 to 60. Yeah. And it's an Orso Sleep. You might even go for the raw Hypnosis in the Lugia again, which, I don't know, would be a really bad play in my opinion. I'm just going to go for Snarl here, because I don't think Flare Blitz will knock out the Xerneas at the range that it's at. We are going to see Moonblast come out. Let's see if Lugia could potentially survive this. I doubt it with multi-skill broken. Oh wow, we actually do. The Drifloon reveal Shadow Ball now? Out of any turn you had to reveal it. Well, Icy Wind would have finished me off regardless, but still. Dude, you can hit 2 Blind Hypnosis in a row, but I can't even get a first turn Wake. This game. I think that's pretty much game. I don't see a way I come back out of this. Xerneas just gets to click Gleam or Moonblast depending on the situation. So Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, Tailwind, and Hypnosis. I didn't even have to worry about Sunny Day. Didn't have to worry about Haze. Yeah, this game's over. I'm gonna go Kyogre here and at least... there's not much I can do. Yeah. Scarf Lele still a threat in the back. Groudon still a threat in the back. Yeah, I'd probably have needed Origin Pulse if I wanted to come back, and I would have had to hope for a Precipice Bladesmith. So we'll go into Gengar. We'll try to Snarl. We'll try to get a Cursed Body into Kyogre if you go for the Moonblast, because I think that's my only out at this point. Dazzling Gleam probably puts Incineroar into range of Berry from right here. So let's see. We'll go for the Moonblast. I need a Cursed Body. Oh, it goes in Incineroar anyway, so regardless, yeah. I guess I would have had to switch out Incineroar, but yeah, I would have had to. If I actually Water Spouted, I could have. Wow, okay. I would have had to switch Incineroar out into Gengar. I would have had to go for a Water Spout, but even then, I would have had to rely on most likely a Precipice Bladesmith at the end game. Actually, no. Then I would just be able to Scald to Groudon, because most likely I'm faster, right? And then I just get a Flare Blitz off Lele. Then my opponent loses. I would have had to make that super aggressive redo, and I think that was like really unnecessary anyway, regardless, because I couldn't KO this Xerneas regardless. So no matter what, I still saw that as like probably no way out other than me getting like a Cursed Body. Yeah, I guess I should have targeted Drifloon more because of the fact that I didn't exactly need to target down the Groudon. I wanted to target down the Groudon because I wasn't sure of when I was going to get Kyogre in. Maybe I should have just saved the Groudon healthy because like I'd be able to KO it with Kyogre at any point in the game. And I should have got rid of Drifloon because 1, it would have denied future Tailwinds, and 2, Hypnosis shenanigans. But regardless, I guess I should tie down the Drifloon. But the thing is, I want to leave Drifloon on the field because if, at the worst, it's only spamming Hypnosis. It's not. It's like 1, it's a 60% chance. Yeah, both of them. 2, I could rely on not getting the max sleep turns, which I did. Classic. As our next opponent from Japan, once again, dual weather, interesting. Okay. What would I even want to bring here? Probably Lugia, Amoonguss, the Kyogre, and Incineroar, right? Tornadus plus Kyogre Ludicolo is a bit scary for my team. I think I'm gonna go Lugia, Amoonguss, because it is my standard go-to lead against most of these teams. Have Incineroar in the back and have Kyogre as the last mon. Gengar would actually be really, really good, but the problem is, of course, the Tornadus does outspeed it. There's an Incineroar, and if it's Scarf Kyogre and Ludicolo obviously just outspeeding Gengar in the rain, yeah, that's not exactly the most ideal situation. Tapu Koko could have been decent, but the problem with Tapu Koko is Ludicolo attack into Scarf Kyogre, which is really like just something that's so strong. Like, not many Pokemon survive that combination from Ludicolo plus Kyogre, where It's a rain boosted Hydro Pump plus a Water Spout in the rain. It's like not many Pokemon actually survive that combination. So let's see what's going to be led here. I'm assuming it's the Ludicolo Kyogre. I mean, I think it's just very safe lead, but it's actually the Tornadus and the Kyogre. Okay. I'm assuming it's Scarf Kyogre based on this team. Don't really need the Lugia too. I mean, yeah, I really don't need the multi-scale too much here. I think what I'm gonna do is just gonna go for the Z-Tailwind and Spore, even if I like, because there are two options are to Tailwind Water Spout or Hurricane Water Spout, right? And if you do either, if you Tailwind Water Spout, I get a Spore off into Kyogre. If you attack my Amoonguss, I get Tailwind up so I can bring out my own Kyogre and click Water Spout myself. Yeah, I think that's better. Or I could Aeroblast Kyogre if I really want to. We are going to see Water Spout, and it looks like we're not going to see Tailwind, so we're probably just seeing Hurricane, which is fine. Because I don't want my Kyogre to be too weakened, as we do see the Hurricane into the Amoonguss, which is fine. And the Tailwind will go up. So I did lose Amoonguss, but I mean, I feel like it's definitely alright for me to lose Amoonguss right here, as we will get the Z-Tailwind up, and guessing Ludicolo's in the back. I think you switch out Kyogre and Ludicolo. The question is, do I want to allow that to happen, or do I just want to, because I think it'd be fine even if Ludicolo came out, realistically, because Tornadus is probably forced to go for Tailwind here this turn. You're not going to Groudon, I think, and even if you're going to Groudon, like, I'm okay with that. You're taking Mystic Water, Water Spout. So I think I'm just gonna go for the recover here and just Water Spout, because I do need I basically lost answers right now with that Amoonguss. So right here I'd rather just go for the Water Spout, and I can always KO Ludicolo whenever I want with the Aeroblast. Serena actually comes out, and I'd rather get Water Spout damage right here than the I'd rather get the recover off and the Water Spout damage than KOing the Serena. So that's perfect actually, as we will get a recover off. And it is Mystic Water boosted Water Spout, so this should still do a lot to Serena regardless. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good amount of damage. I guess the question is, one, do you try to break my multi-scale? It's Sash on the Tornado, so I don't have to worry about Flyinium Z. So who's the Z move on this team? Probably Ludicolo. Let's go for the Aeroblast and another Water Spout, I think. If I expect Tornado to go for Hurricane and a Lugia, I want to recover here. You have a safe play though. You get to go for Feint into Lugia to break the multi-scale, but I'd still live the Water Spout regardless. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna go for the Aeroblast plus a Water Spout. Yeah, you go for Feint here. You try to break the multi-scale. Actually, I should have maybe went for recover if I predicted the Feint. Hurricane gonna come out. Hurries down the Kyogre, which is fine. No confusion, which is good, and we do hit the Aeroblast. All right. So not the worst spot in the world. We do get a crit on this arena, no surprise. And we will get a Water Spout off into the Tornadus. So Tornadus, let's go down. I feel like maybe I should have went for the recover. Yeah, recover was the better play. Yeah, recover was 100% the better play if I expected to Feint. I keep doing that in these videos. I keep thinking about the option too late, and that's always been a habit of mine. Kyogre gonna come back out. Probably just fake out Water Spout. You have to target down the Lugia. I'm gonna switch out Lugia because I want to try to stall out the rain potentially, and we'll go for Thunder into Kyogre, because if you don't Water Spout here, let's say if you go for Thunder, like, I have a chance. Like, I realistically do have a chance here. So I'll go for the Thunder, and I'll switch out to Incineroar. Worst case, this is literally if you go for a... I guess if you go for a fake out Water Spout, I'm still in trouble. But if you go for a Water Spout, like, I at least chip away the Kyogre. I don't think you lock yourself in the Origin Pulse here. You either lock yourself into A, Thunder, or B. Yeah, it'd be A, Thunder, or B, Water Spout. So let's see. Fake out gonna come out. Should be into the Lugia. Yep. Water Spout. Okay. So I'm gonna chip away this Kyogre. Then I think it's gonna come down to can Lugia survive the can it survive the attacks? We will go for Thunder into the Kyogre. Rain's about to end. We do a good amount of damage to the Kyogre. Rain is still up. I go for Tailwind regardless though. Yeah, I go for Tailwind always. And I gotta hope Lugia can survive. Hydro Vortex into a water spot, which is asking for a lot, but who knows. Let's see if Lugia can survive it. Because I got no other choice. Even if, let's say, I attack with Kyogre here and go for the Thunder, I still lose to the Ludicolo unless I get the Thunder Para. And I don't even know if I survive the Thunder. So we will see the Voltarium Z come out from the Ludicolo. Probably just going to go out into my Lugia, which is fine. Let's see. How much? Like this, I'm not sure how much this does, but it's probably a lot. Oh yeah, I'm not living Water Spout at that range. That's gonna be a good game. So, this game was definitely more winnable though. I should have went for the recover. Like if I had the multi-scale there, I won, which is why I'm kind of like upset at myself for not realizing the Feint play earlier. Like this one was definitely winnable compared to the last one, which was like, but yeah, that's unfortunate. So we're gonna take 2 losses so far. Let's try to get one more, and hopefully we can win the next one. But I definitely feel like it wasn't that badly played here. I think there were definitely points where I could have played better. And positioning wise, like I'm fine with how I position myself because, like, again, the trade turn 1 I feel like was definitely my better play overall. Because sacking Incineroar there, or sacking the Kyogre, or taking a lot of damage to Kyogre was definitely not worth it to me in that position. So I'd rather sack the Amoonguss because, like, Amoonguss was only to deal with, like, a lead situation, which was Serena Kyogre, and deal with, like, a helping hand Water Spout situation. I'm definitely okay with the turn 1, how it played out. Turn 2 definitely played out better. So we got our next opponent with the Lunala Kyogre matchup, okay. I really don't want to go 0-3 in a series. I don't think I ever went like 0-3. I might have went like 0-2 once, but let's see here. Why is another Kyogre Ludicolo with Lunala? I hate these matchups. Definitely want to go the Lugia plus Amoonguss, I think. Yeah, Lugia Amoonguss. Definitely want to. Incineroar is not helpful. I do want to bring Gengar and the Kyogre. Yeah, Gengar is definitely useful in this one, especially against the Lunala. And Incineroar is not really that helpful. It's a switch-in, which is the only thing it is. It's a switch-in. That's it. And against Lele Lunala, it's a great switch-in. Against Kyogre plus like one of those Pokemon, it's not a good switch-in. So regardless. We'll see how this goes. Again, Amoonguss is more for the lead of Kyogre plus Ludicolo if my opponent decides to lead it. But it's Lunala Incineroar, okay. Did I play my opponent before? Because I feel like this is deja vu. Actually, I think I did. If I remember right, I had a battle where like the Incineroar just crit me turn 1. Actually, I think it's this battle. I think it was this battle. No, it was this team. It was this team. Okay. That explains a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go Kyogre here. And I'm gonna go for the Spore into the Lunala. Because turn 1, I remember it was like a Flare Blitz into a crit, which was like super dumb. So we'll see what happens here. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the Lele, but I remember the rest of the team. Yeah, we're gonna see a Flare Blitz. My opponent's making the same play. Can't tell if the crit mattered in the last time I played him. You get the Spore off in the Lunala. Now I'm like in a fantastic position. Yeah, I'm really in a fantastic position now because I remember. Okay, so this was a trick from Lunala. All right. I could have been in trouble if I guessed wrong, but I was like very confident. I don't remember what my opponent brought as the Uttermon. Or I just go for the Spore or I go for the Clear Smog? I'd rather Clear Smog the Incineroar anyway, so I might as well just go for the Clear Smog attempt. In case, just trying to catch maybe a Ludicolo on the switch. So it can't switch in much anymore. We will see the switch out. Kyogre. So I could have went for the Spore or Grass Knot. I guess it's still fine though, because Amoonguss is still in a very prime position, as we do get just free damage into both my opponent's Pokemon, and look at that beautiful damage. Lunala stays asleep, which is nice, and we will be able to get a Clear Smog into the Kyogre, which doesn't put in range of another Water Spout, but I mean, I'm in a good position regardless. You would Water Spout here, would you Thunder? You would probably Thunder, but I think I'd be okay with that. I'm gonna go for the Scald and the Lunala in case it's a wide guard situation. And I mean, I might as well attempt a Spore because my opponent can't knock out the Amoonguss unless it's Ice Beam from the Kyogre. Yeah. Scald will knock out the Lunala at this range. Yeah, it's wide guard, perfect. So I got the read right. I don't remember if my opponent revealed wide guard. I don't think my opponent did. We do get Scald off into Lunala. Does knock out the Lunala, so Lunala does go down. And the Thunder does come out into the Kyogre, but as long as... I'm not even gonna say it. Okay, it doesn't get parried. Like, I'm fine. I wonder if the question is if the Ludicolo's in the back. If it's Ludicolo in the back, I guess I'm still fine regardless. I had to click Grass Knot into the Kyogre, and I get to switch on my own Kyogre and probably sack Gengar because Gengar is not really that useful at this point. Incineroar comes out, which is fine. I get to click Scald into Incineroar, and I get to click Grass Knot, and there's nothing my opponent can really do. You lose him on here, even if you fake up. Like, you lose him on here. Kyogre is guaranteed to stay asleep this turn. And yeah, getting rid of Incineroar is just good, or Kyogre is regardless good for me, no matter what the situation. And my opponent doesn't even go for it, so that's a double knockout, and that should be the game regardless. As we do get rid of the Incineroar there, so Incineroar does go down. And we will go for the Grass Knot into the Kyogre. I guess maybe the crit didn't matter, because now that I'm thinking about it, Rain reduces by half, right? So I think that's just an anime Incineroar. We do knock out the Kyogre here. So Kyogre goes down here, and... what's my opponent's last Pokemon? No matter what, if it's Ludicolo, like my Lugia wins at this point. Stakataka, yeah, my Kyogre wins at this point. Yeah, so I was just able to get a really good turn one based off the position. And yeah, there wasn't really much my opponent could do about spot. Once Kyogre was basically coming in, I got free Spore off, denied Trick Room. Even if you got Trick Room, like my Amoonguss was actually going to do really well since it wasn't safety goggles on the Lunala and you didn't have like any of the terrains. So able to pick up a very, very fast win for the last episode. So at least we're going 1-2. Definitely, I think game one should have targeted Drifblim and more than the Groudon. I played a bit too passive against the Drifblim, and yeah, I got punished for it heavily. Game two, definitely was very winnable. I just messed up the Feint turn and didn't go for Recover Lugia. So those were the two concerns that I think those were the two turns specifically that I could have done better in each game. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed though today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, show us the support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social media, the side series on my channel, and all that good stuff. And if you want to go the extra mile, there is my Patreon page link down below. But otherwise, if you do want to help me, there are other ways, such as liking the video, especially to hit that like goal, to leave a comment down below as I do read them. And you can check out my social media, such as my Twitch channel for awesome VGC 2019 live streams, and you can follow my Twitter as well and Instagram accounts. Otherwise, that is it. Feel free to leave. Oh yeah, and also there is the team paste bin down below in the description. If you do want to try out the team, feel free to. All the EVs, movesets are linked down below. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.